As I was like preparing for this conversation, I was looking over like Paul's teachings about singleness, and those are helpful as like scaffolding around like, what does this mean in the church and what does this
Yeah.
mean for the broader body? But in my day-to-day life, I think it genuinely is just calling on Jesus' teachings and the promises of God for what a true and full and abundant and deeply satisfying life actually is. That's
Wow.
more what my day-to-day looks like.
Wow.
Even Psalm 16, like going back to the
Right.
Old Testament, the boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. And I think I have been tempted to think about that as the boundary lines, as the things that keep us in,
Mm.
the no's in our life of like, this is in and that is out, that boundary line, and trying to honor it as good and as lovely. And that's true. But then I was challenged to think about even Israel when they were taking the promised land, the boundary lines that God carved out for them was the land they were supposed to conquer. It was the
Yeah.
expanse that they were supposed to cover. The boundary lines were not like the no's hemming them in. They were the like, go and get it. Make sure you reach to the far edges of all of this. It
Yes.
was like the beautiful vision and calling to not live small, but to fill the land that you
Yeah.
are called to.
Yes.
And so I think of Psalm 16 often of like, okay, God, the boundary lines for me have fallen in pleasant places. That's both the no's of my life, and that's also the expanses that you've called me into. And so I'm just going to like affirm and bless and say yes to those. And how do I say yes today?